It's happening. The Senate has begun its vote on Trump's massive bill as Republicans race towards the final passage. But everybody's kind of pissed. A lot of bad stuff happened.
There's a lot of
Phil, what's going on with my short-barreled rifles and my suppressors?
So they have removed the tax. The parliamentarian said that the tax is acceptable under the Byrd rule. They can change the tax. They can make the tax zero. But that's not good enough because the real egregious parts of the NFA aren't really the tax. It's the registration, the fingerprints, the passport photo, and the fact that you can't travel interstate with an SBR or an SBS without notifying the ATF. So, and especially like around here, like we live in an area where you can easily jump from, into one state to another with just by going through some background.
Trying to get to the other part of the state you left.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. And it shouldn't be a felony just for traveling. So that is still the Hearing Protection Act and the Short Act have not been fully put back in, but they will be reducing the $200 tax. This does make the situation where if you were to get it to the Supreme Court, which I don't think the Supreme Court would actually grant cert for this, but if you were to be able to get this in front of the Supreme Court, then they would have to come down and say, okay, you can't regulate like this because the NFA has always been justified under the argument that it is a tax. Multiple times throughout history, the NFA has been in front of the Supreme Court and they've said, this is a tax. This is a tax. So
real quick, additionally, it is being reported by many that they were going to remove 1.4 million illegal aliens from Medicaid, and now they will not.
This alone is reason enough to say no. And say, do it again.
There's a ton.
Yeah, but why are they letting the parliamentarian do any of this stuff?
I don't know.
The parliamentarian has an advisory role, but it comes down to the Senate's integrity. If they don't listen to her, then it comes down to like their pride or their ego or I don't know, something like that. So what they do, they'll listen to her. And I think it's only been challenged maybe once or twice. And one of those times they reneged at the last minute and pulled back.
Well, I think actually this person exists as a stopgap to prevent the people from actually having their will be met through the Senate. It allows senators an excuse. The reason they likely put the parliamentarian in with these rules and procedures was so they could say, what if all of our constituents demand a law that we must block? Then let's blame bureaucracy and say, oopsie, we couldn't do anything about it, so we can still get reelected.
She was installed by Harry Reid. I think that there should be a law that if the guy who installed you died of old age, maybe your time is up.
Look, if I understand correctly, and I might have this wrong, but if I understand correctly, the changing of rules, right? So the reason the Republicans are hesitant to just fire her and change and get someone else or just ignore her is because changing rules like that can end up backfiring. And the example that I keep hearing is how Donald Trump ended up getting the Supreme Court nominees that he did, because the Democrats had changed the rules to get rid of the filibuster.
Yep.
And then Mitch McConnell used the fact that they didn't have that in order to, help the Republicans to get multiple Supreme Court justices. And I might have the details kind of loose, but it was changing the rules. The situation is changing the rules like that can really backfire on you. And if you change the rules, the Democrats will do it in the future. But the argument is kind of moot because the Democrats are going to do it in the future anyways.
Let's play Jeopardy. And the answer is the amount of Senate parliamentarians that have served since the founding of the United States.
69.
No.
Damn.
420?
No.
Okay.
5.
No. First of all, the reason you are all wrong, no matter what your answer was, because the correct answer would be what is.
They came up with it recently.
You'd say what is.
We're playing Jeopardy.
That's right.
Yeah.
It's 8. 8 parliamentarians going back to 1935, where the first 2 served for decades, nearly 30 years. Charles Watkins, Floyd M. Riddick served for 10 years.
Was that FDR? 1935?
Right before.
Maybe. I don't know. 35?
FDR did a lot of corrupt shit, so.
Oh, yeah.
And then you basically had, this is hilarious, Robert Dove, then Alan Fruman, then Robert Dove, then Alan Fruman.
Oh.
And then Elizabeth McDonough.
Wow.
I seriously think the position exists because they were like, look, we don't want to give the American people what they want. We want to rule through elitism and force, and we need excuses
Has there been 8 separate people or 8 altogether?
8. There's been 6.
6 people.
Yes.
Cool.
But they're you're right. So clarification. You got Charles, Floyd, Murray, Dove, Fruman, and McDonough.
So
6.
the last 100 years, just about, came down to 6 people controlling the Senate. Incredible.
Yeah,
That's insane. They got to get rid of it. I don't care if it backfires. They just got to stop this.
I want them to overrule the parliamentarian in this context as well.
Yeah.
Because I don't think that there is a situation where, then the Democrats will do it. I don't think that exists. I think the Democrats will do whatever they want
cheat
to
no matter
do.
what.
They will use power when they have access to power. So I think that they should. Mm-hmm. But it is a legitimate concern, and I understand it. Totally. But I do think that they should pass the bill as the House had it. They should make sure that transgender operations are not funded. They should make sure that illegals cannot get Medicare. That was one thing that just drove me nuts. Like the what's her name from Maine voted to allow illegal immigrants to get Medicaid. This is insane. Why are we paying for medical care for illegal immigrants? That's insane. That alone should be enough.
They can change the rules whenever they want. Okay, nuke the filibuster. Do it. And then everyone goes, but what if they change it? They're going to, what are you talking about? They tried to arrest Trump's lawyers. What's the worst going to happen? I'm so tired of these excuses for Republicans to be do-nothings with their hands under their asses.
I voted for wrecking balls. I want things to be taken out. Is the AI thing still in this bill? No regulations for 10 years? Like, you know about this? Well, not Palantir. It's just any AI. There's no...
Yeah, that was still...
It's federal government overriding states' rights.
Yes.
So they can't do any AI regulations for a decade.
A lot of these, yes, exactly. A lot of these are states' rights.
Shane, what are you even mad about? 10 years doesn't even matter. They only need 6 months.
Yeah, I mean, it's happening right now. Everyone's going along with it anyway.
I want to read this exchange between me and Thomas Massey. Shout out Thomas Massey. Excellent congressman. All right. Thomas Massey wrote, "You were promised a big, beautiful bill would not do these things. Prohibit welfare for illegal aliens. Stop funding sex changes for kids. End registration of suppressors. Defund Planned Parenthood for 10 years. Implement the REINS Act and reduce the deficit." So I asked, did the House put these provisions in and the Senate took them out? And he wrote, yes. But lest ye blame the Senate. Watch the House now vote for the lobotomized version 2.0 product. The initial promises got pro-life, pro-border security, and pro-gun groups to whip for version 1.0. House reps voted for it, got pregnant, and now they will vote for version 2.0.
It's frustrating to think that would happen. I wish that that the Republicans had more spine. And to be honest with you, this is going to have an effect in the midterms.
I kind of want them to go the other way. Like, just give me one of the extremes. Because, like, either speed it up or get it, or just put a stop to it. And so at this point, I'm like, give every illegal immigrant free health care. Just do it. Just give them all. Just
let's trans all the
no
kids.
guns, no guns. Mandatory transgender surgeries. You know what? I'm going to big ask everything from now on. Whatever I want, I'm going to ask something 10 times. Deport Americans.
Yeah.
I don't care. To
giant ass.
El Salvador.
Yeah. Not the big ass anymore.
So anybody who commits a crime, you get deported to South Sudan.
Yeah.
Anyone.
Perfect.
Jaywalking, boom, gone.
Fine with it.
Right to jail.
Right to jail.
In South Sudan.
I'm not going to believe this.
And then when people are as a little bit extreme, will say, okay, fine. Only the illegal immigrants then.
Oh, okay.
The Americans can stay.
Yeah.
That's my compromise.
Yep.
I learned from Trump.
I think Trump is so focused on just the branding of the big, beautiful bill that he wants it to pass. And there's so many things in this thing that are terrible.
I think he just wants $80 billion to deport everybody.
Yeah.
Tim,
and denaturalize people like Ilhan Omar.
Yeah, I mean, I'm in favor.
Tim, your method works. My daughters wanted a brother, and they wound up with 3 kittens. It's very effective.
Yeah. Or 3 kittens or 1 dog. It's
exactly.
That's the math.
That's right.
I don't make the rules.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yep. I traded a dog and they gave me 3 kittens change.
Yeah. That's fair.
3 kittens and change. That's very good.
That'll be 1 cat.
Same amount of work.
I mean, real quick, while we're talking about Trump doing things, I do want to say he is about to go down for the opening ceremony for Alligator Alcatraz. Are you going? Are you going?
I'd love to go. It is south of me. I had named it Gator Gitmo.
Oh, that's good.
I'm good. Somebody said it was Alligator Alcatraz. I can't even pronounce it. Alcatraz.
Oh, that's good.
It's like, you crush alligators. Yeah, you turn into one thing. That's incredible.
I know there are people upset about that as well, but look, man, If it's,
I don't
I'm happy
think
they
that's.
are.
yeah, I am.
I'm cool with
It's
that.
not cruel and unusual punishment. People live in the Everglades.
Yeah.
So it's what are you saying? Like there's no
It's
there's
in
no
the
violation.
Everglades.
It's in the Everglades. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Surrounded by.
It's kind of
gators.
wild. Like people don't know the Everglades is this big mass of just like largely untouched land.
Pythons
Crazy
and
swamp.
alligators.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
dangerous.
It's alligator paradise, man.
Yeah.
If you're a gator, you're like, this is all I ever wanted.
It's anaconda paradise and python paradise.
No, dude,
Paradise
Florida's
too.
great. I took one of those. What are those? Pontoon.
Yeah, pontoon boats.
Yeah, and then we drove around, and there were alligators everywhere, and they were looking at us.
Oh, yeah.
They were mad.
I love it down there.
Did you boop their noses?
No.
You are not a true Floridian, Tim.
Did you boop a gator's nose?
No, I'm not a true Floridian either.
No, we just went.
I'm a Massachusetts implant.
And then they taught us. The tour guide taught us about what is it called? Like Los Arbores de la Muertos or something like that. Yeah, I don't speak Spanish. But the Tree of Death.
means
Probably
dead.
just swore at somebody.
What is it? Let me look it up.
Tree of Death.
Yes, that sounds kind of like that holiday from Coco.
It's
Yeah. That's a good movie.
Yes. Oh,
De los Árboles Muertos.
Don't say it
Los
3 times.
Árboles
This might be a curse.
Muertos. There's like a fruit that it like it melts your flesh. And the natives to execute people would tie them to it and then just leave. And then when it rains, whatever that chemical is washes down all over you and burns your skin, and you just slowly die.
The perimeter
But
of
it's,
Alligator Alcatraz should be with that.
Hold on, it's like the apple of
Those
death.
trees.
The apple.
where does it
of
grow? Native Americans. I mean, I guess those were all over, but is there a certain tribe that used that?
Manchineel, little apple of death. Oh yeah, it's Manzanilla de la Muerte. That's what it is.
So
Manzanilla
would
de
it
la
been
Muerte.
like the Navajo or
No, down there. I don't think the Navajo.
know.
Not down there.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Seminoles,
Seminoles,
are Florida.
yep.
Yep,
Yeah.
Seminole.
Here you go. Look at it. This is it, I guess.
The Spanish speaking.
Least concern. It's endangered in Florida, really. All parts of the tree contain a strong toxin and other skin irritants. Standing beneath the tree during the rain will cause blistering of the skin from mere contact with the liquid. Even a small drop of rain with the sap in it will cause the skin to blister. Burning the tree may cause ocular injuries. Contact with its milky sap, latex, produces bullous dermatitis and keratoconjunctivitis.
Sounds awful.
I
Yikes.
would go hunt down and try to save this tree, but bad things happen when women touch apples.
It says the fruit is potentially fatal if eaten.
Nice.
Yeah, it tastes sweet. They told us about it. What is it? Curacao? How do you pronounce that? Curacao? Marked with a red X on the tree indicate danger. In the French Antilles, the tree is often marked with a red band. Yeah, Florida's crazy, man.
Sucks you're the first guy to eat that thing.
Apparently,
we're like
that's the story they told us.
Oh, really?
That like the Spanish came down and they were like, "Hey, look, I found an apple," and then he was like, "Ah."
Yeah, we're the Australia of America.
Totally.
With our weird animals and fruits that kill you.
Crime. Real crime history.
Remember that guy who
Florida
ate?
man.
Remember that guy who ate another guy?
No.
Oh yeah, that was
Wait,
Florida.
CNN guy?
Was he
was
on
Florida.
crocodile?
Yeah, he was on bath salts.
Yeah, crocodile.
Oh yes.
Eating that guy's face.
Yeah.
And we were like, did the zombie apocalypse finally start?
That was
And
a
we're like,
trend
of
for a
course it's
minute.
going to start in Florida, so
Maybe-
it didn't shock us.
Maybe we just seal off Florida and just that's Alcatraz.
If
It might
you
have to
insist.
grow that big with all the illegals we have. Sorry.
Yeah, I understand.
Ron DeSantis just becomes a warden.
He needs an eye patch. Get one from Dan Crenshaw.
Just because he's the warden.
Yeah, I feel like
There
he
you
needs
go.
it.
Alligator Alcatraz.
I mean, I think it's a good idea. I've been very pro Gitmo, but I mean, this is nice too. I think Gitmo is actually better because it's not actually in the U.S. It's.
The torture stuff's weird though.
I didn't say we had to torture them.
Yeah, I'm just saying. I just want to put it out there.
Oh, okay.
Torture stuff.
Yeah,
Like
torture stuff.
torturing people in Gitmo and
Yeah.
the hoods and
Probably
the
shouldn't do that.
waterboarding.
I mean, that was a long time ago, man.
George Bush going down there and
Yeah, I'm
putting
not-
hoods on people.
Thanks for checking out this clip from Timcast IRL. Make sure to watch the show live Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. Subscribe to this channel, and we will see you all there.